I began in this dawn, wavering like a baby goat's legs on its first steeper ledge, wavering like its tiny trying muscles, like damp tangled hairs trickling over unchipped hooves. Try it. Waver, tip. Here is my body. Hold me up to the light. See the shadows of my known organs. See the outlines of the unknown. Hear the pumping, the gurgling, the acids. Heavy, aren't I? Heavier than you thought. Why so surprised considering what I have inside of me? Think of all a stadium holds, even when it's empty. And then count all the stadiums inside me. Hold me up to this light. How many do you see? It's not easy to tear a stadium down. See the dawn drip through the masses left, brush the puzzled grass, the corporate boxes, the loge level, see it flush through each retractable dome like wet tissue and semen ghosts in toilet water. Great. Now I'm seeing ghosts. The world in this dawn has pin-burst and pierced me like a lion's eyeshine caught mid-kill by the headlights of a television crew. Watch the red muzzles of the babies emerge. Watch the gentle lapping. Even killing machines have to lick their cubs clean. Even men have to be emptied of their stadiums. I creak and guzzle and yap in this light like the molded seats, like the men gathering drunk in parking lots, like the baby lions tearing. They are all inside me. They are all inside me. I know. I try so hard to be careful. Thanks, Mom. My mom actually was going to come, but I guess the 30-minute drive from Burlington was too much.
It's on video.
She will get that joke. Okay. This is called Friend Poem. And you collapse near a horse cart full of hay in a city known for its medicinal properties. The cautious leaves of the city's trees fall only on those who need to be touched. Its rodents only drag their food off into deeper darkness after they've made sure the starving are well fed. But the bustling people filling the marketplace now do not live in the city, as you and I do not live in the city. No one lives in the city because the city needs no one to live in it. The city takes care of itself. Every day people travel from the outskirts of the kingdom to visit or work. Some bring goods to set up in the marketplace. Some take their place as the elders of the city. Some as the clergy. Some take their place as the president and Congress of the city. Others are the poor of the city, the children laughing in rags or splendid gowns. The armed forces at strategic points, the merchants coaxing their wares into wage, the protesters encircling the Capitol. All these people come each day to inhabit the city because they need the city, and the city feels obligated to help all things it takes inside itself. The city has designed its life to aid what must be aided at the exact moment it most needs aiding. If a person collapses, the lacquered walls of the city stretch themselves and soften themselves to catch the poor soul who, having collapsed, the city is plentiful for. The city takes us in as its blood each morning, and we gladly transfuse ourselves because blood is both plentiful to us and scarce. But when you collapsed in the recent past near the horse cart full of hay, the city did not reach out its walls, nor its gatemen, nor its presidium, though the city did notice you, and longed to plush itself and cup itself, to catch you and heal the failing tissues of your body. It yearned for contact with you, the contact you needed. It cried into the cloths of its homes because it could not keep you safe. It wailed its anguish into signal fires and its guard towers and the urgent torches of its first responders. But the city had so many people to help this time, and it knew I was coming from its outskirts and would be there in minutes to help you up and walk you through the indescribable rushing of people trying to help all the hundreds of others that one man had killed himself to make collapse, all at the same time on the street in the marketplace of the city. Okay, so this is a newer one, and it's about my brother. My brother had a really crappy job at this place called Epic, which is outside of Madison, which isn't a crappy company. I'm not saying that, but he had like the 12. I want this on camera. He had the third shift job. He would get flown to Sacramento. And then he would be in Sacramento or Kansas City, and he would be in charge of like teaching the nurses at the hospital to use the Epic software from like 12 to like 8 a.m. And it took a toll on him being up then and going from city to city, like straight out of college. He did this. So I had this kind of fever dream about him, and I've been working on this poem. And then I'll have one more after this guy. And my brother's name is Tyler. To my brother saving the computers of Sacramento hospitals at 4:17 a.m. Tyler, I imagine the waiting room. You are fizzing with the soft broke gnaw of nurses failing to remember some keystroke. Your linoleum-wrapped knuckles are bleeding. You are Tylus, face less furnished in the monitor glass than your bed-bugged apartment. I imagine the nurse's station as some sudden floodlit city, closed-circuiting the gauzed, the sutured, the aching, the limping, the flimsy, the hopeless, the thank God, at deep pharmaceutical rest. You can do nothing for them but make their agonies paperless. Third shift after third shift, you feel that fact covering the soft pressed grains of your heart like ocean ground plastics coating slow generations of beach. This is some godforsaken hour. This is some godforsaken chair with its arms too high. There are magazines on the end tables about making babies, taking care of babies, people who shouldn't be doing either. You are detox white and waiting, scraping your hangover off on the mute engineering, ghost riding the whip of some disused wheelchair toward the nearest flight to leave. I imagine you lobbed from the cab, reaching out for the hotel, finding only hallways of suites where robber barons sleep, bloated with their secretaries, rooms clotted with coarse-pilled shit, shredded newspaper, some sort of hamster bottle in the corner for sucking. It is because you are softer that you will succeed. It is because you are softer that your rouseless snorings will fog through every hotel wall, will startle every robber baron to wake diffused of their hard-ons, their deficit eyes glared as senseless as touchscreens. They will bang and bang the shit out of your thick white walls, but your kindness will let you sleep soundly. Will wake you always right before your wake-up call, will tender you just tender enough to redefine the achings inside you. Tyler, here in Wisconsin, I'm falling asleep on the couch. I imagine you safe for the moment, newly hatched in a starch-preened lawn of hotel linen, a small-bellied child again, next to me on the beach blanket, sleeping soundly through the fireworks. That was nice of you. I've never known anyone else that does this, but my brother, when he was a kid, we would go watch fireworks, like in Lake Geneva or wherever, we'd be on the beach, and he would just be sleeping. Just sleep. And the fire, like, you know, fireworks are going off. He sleeps. And I wake up if, like, you know, a firework goes off in San Francisco. I'm just like, I'm up. I'm a terribly light sleeper. Okay, so this is a short one. This is my last one. And then I'm excited for everybody else. Thank you, Nick. Thank you to the Friends of the Racine Library. This is my first ever reading where I've gotten paid.
Yeah!
People buy drinks for one night. Which is good. Drinks are expensive. Okay, so this is the last one. This is back from I Am Not a Pioneer. This is the last poem in the book. It's called Coffin Tree. That sounds so sad. I'm noticing all this stuff in book form now. I'm like, oh man, wow. That is some depressing shit. Okay, this is Coffin Tree. Somewhere in the national forest, there is a coffin tree for each of us. Chosen at birth, containing us completely even in its youngest seedling. If we keep no one left to love us, to cut it down and afford it carved to order, we will wander the flower bridge, the light rail route, the geopark trails, unclean ghosts, the clouded blue of our deepening cataracts. What's left of us, children moved to city, smudged air of our once bodies is holding, exhausted, the village brink line of trees from the road. We disappear as the mist that beads our shapes burns off at dawn. There is a difference between fire shaped like a horse and a horse made of fire.